Hi, grade 12s. We're back again today to look at some more ratios, and you will remember that last time we looked at the ROSI, which was the return on shareholders' equity. Today we are going to look at the return on total capital employed, known as the ROTCE. So we have the ROSI and the ROTCE. And ROTCE, we are going to look at total capital. So let's move on and see what the ROTCE is going to measure. So this ratio shows shareholders the profit that has been generated from the money invested by the shareholders, which is what we did in the last lesson, plus the loans that the company has taken out. So the ROTCE includes loans, whereas the ROSI is only the shareholders' equity. So the formula to calculate this ratio is profit before tax and finance costs, known as EBIT. And I'll come back to EBIT and explain in detail what EBIT stands for. We're then going to multiply the profit before tax and finance costs times 100, and we're going to divide it by our average capital employed. Now, you will remember that in the last lesson, we looked at average capital employed, and I'm not going to go over that because it should be fairly fresh in your minds. So the formula is simply profit before tax and finance costs, and my finance costs is my interest, multiplied by 100, divided by average capital employed, which is half of opening and closing balances of my capital or my equity. So EBIT is the abbreviation for earnings before interest and tax. And so there you have it, that your interest is part of your finance charges. So that's what we're going to use as the formula. So, let's move on there. So, capital employed. What does capital employed comprise? It comprises capital employed, which we did in the last lesson, plus my long-term loans. So, where am I going to get that information from? Obviously, from my balance sheet. I would have to go and find the information there. So, average capital employed is my opening and my closing balances for capital employed plus long-term loans divided by 2. So, can you see that this part is new or in addition to what we did in the last lesson? How am I going to comment on this? And again, before you even start thinking about it, may I remind you that this is a frequently asked ratio in grade 12. So if you prefer to write FAQ next to that, please, it is important. It's a grade 12 ratio. They're obviously going to ask you the 2 grade 12 ratios. So we're going to compare the current year's percentage or figures with the previous year's figures and state your findings. Now, we've been telling you this since grade 10. Whenever we start analysing, we always start with this point where we compare last year's figures with this year's figures and state the difference, and that gets us 2 marks. So the ROTCE should always be higher than the interest rate on the borrowed money. So borrowed money is obviously just your loan. Otherwise, an increase in loans will impact the shareholders' earnings negatively. So what I mean by that, it means that the percentage that I got in my answer when I calculated this ratio should be considerably higher than the interest rate paid by the financial institutions. Why is that? So, if the percentage is considerably higher, So let's just say, for example, the interest rate at the bank is 8%, and our answer to our ratio was 32%. It means that we can take that 32%, pay the 8% to the financial institution, which is the interest on the loan, and we still have 24% to distribute to our shareholders. So let's go over that again. So if the answer to the calculation is 36%, this indicates that the company will be able to repay the interest on the loan of 8% and still have 28% profit to distribute, which is a very good investment, because no financial institution will be offering any of its investors 28% return on their investment. So this would indicate a very good investment for the shareholders, and you'd want to leave your money in this company because they are making excellent profits. So let's carry on with the comments. You would have to have a look at last year's percentage and this year's percentage, and then if it's higher, as it was in the previous slide, that's obviously a good investment. However, when the percentage is lower, it means that the company is using its resources inefficiently. And so you might actually want to think of moving your investment. Let's just say the return was 12%. Once they've paid the 8%, they've only got 4% profit to distribute to its shareholders, and that's not all that great. So let's have a look. The return on capital employed is known as the ROTCE. Again, as I said in the last lesson, sometimes in the exam they don't even refer to return on total capital employed. They just talk about the ROTCE. So please learn what ROTCE stands for. Also know what EBIT stands for. So it is the profit before interest and tax. Important to know that. What is the formula? The formula is profit before interest and tax multiplied by 100 divided by average capital employed. Again, just a little bit of revision just to enforce it. Whenever you see average, you're going to take opening and closing balances of shareholders' equity plus long-term loans divided by 2. And of course, that is the difference between the ROSHI and the ROTCE. So ROTCE takes in long-term loans where ROSHI does not. Conclusion. High percentage indicates efficient use of resources. Businesses operating well, making good profits, a very good company to have invested your money in. Where low percentages indicate inefficient use of resources, and you might want to think twice about making an investment or keeping your investment in this particular company. So for homework, please look at the exercises in your prescribed textbook, as well as learn the formula to calculate the ratio, and also learn how to comment on the result of this ratio. Please learn frequently asked grade 12 questions. See you next time. Cheers now.